Okay. In last class, we discussed about root, stem. Last class we discussed about root, stem. Here, root, types of root systems. Taproot system, fibrous root system. Next, functions of root. Like this, we discussed about root. Next, stem. Next stem, here some modifications. Modifications means stems are modified into different forms. For example, potato. Actually, potato, it is stem actually, but potato is grown inside of the soil. Okay, it is not root, it is a stem. Next, onion, it is also stem. Ginger, okay. Next, garlic. Okay, here scientific name of this onion. Onion plant, scientific name is Allium cepa. Allium cepa. Next, ginger. Gingiber officinalis. Important one. Gingiber officinalis. Potato, scientific name of potato is Solanum tuberosum. Solanum tuberosum. These all are usually stem. Main function is stem exposes the leaves to sunlight. Stem exposes the leaves to sunlight. This is one function. Next function, transportation of water and food materials. Transportation of water and food materials. This is another function of the stem. But in addition to those functions, to perform additional functions, stem is modified into other forms. For example, in onion, stem is modified into very small disc-like structure. Very small disc-like structure. From this disc-like structure, like this, leaves develop. Leaves develop like this. Here only this is the stem. Okay, these are leaves actually. These are leaves. Here from the stem, adventitious roots are developed into the soil. In some plants, stems are modified into corn. In some plants, these are modified into spines. Okay, small pointed. Okay, pointed end spines like this. In some plants, stems are also modified. For example, Opuntia. In last class, I told you. In last class, I told you Opuntia. What is Opuntia? this opuntia, okay, Nagajamudu. In Telugu, Nagajamudu, opuntia. Here, like this stem becomes flattened green color structure. Flattened green color structure. Like this. Actually, this is stem. Stem becomes flattened green color structure to perform photosynthesis process. To perform photosynthesis process. Here leaves reduced into spines. Like this. Understanding? Observe. Here stem is modified like this. Already told you, in some plants, stem is modified into like this tendrils. Like this tendrils. Example, bean. Okay, like this, we discussed about different types of points of stem in last class. Now we'll discuss about leaves. In last class, already explained structure of the or important parts of leaf. Important parts of leaf. Okay. What are important parts? Leaf base. Next, petiole. Next, lamina. Next, different veins, midrib, and lateral veins. Like this. Okay, structure of the leaf already we discussed. Next, other important one, stomata. What are stomata? Stomata means small pore-like structure. Small pores are pore-like structures located on lamina. Located on lamina or leaf blade. Small pore-like structures located on the leaf lamina are called stomata. Okay. What is the structure of stomata? Here, stomata. Example here. Observe, this is a stomata or stoma. Stomata or stoma. This stoma is surrounded by two bean-shaped or kidney-shaped cells. These bean-shaped, kidney-shaped cells are called God cells. These are called God cells. Observe here, God cells. What are the functions of the stomata? What are the functions of stomata? Main function is gaseous exchange process. What? Gaseous exchange. Gaseous exchange. Means carbon dioxide and oxygen. Carbon dioxide is entered into the plant. Oxygen is released out of the plant. Released out of the plant. That is gaseous exchange process takes place. Without this stomata, gases do not enter into the plant. Without gases, plants cannot perform different types of activities. For example, photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is an important process. To perform this process, plants require carbon dioxide. Without carbon dioxide, plants cannot perform the photosynthesis. After photosynthesis process, oxygen is released out of the plant into the environment through this stomata. That is why plants require stomata. Stomata play a very important role in plant. Understanding? This is the main function of the stomata. Next function is transpiration. What? Transpiration process. Transpiration. What is transpiration? Process of transfer of excess water from the plant into the environment through stomata. Transpiration means process of transfer of or process of evaporation of water from plants into the environment through stomata. This process is called transpiration process. During the transpiration process, water is transferred into the environment in the form of water vapor. In the form of water vapor. Understanding? When water vapor is lost from the plant body into the environment to test the or to observe the transfer of water from plants, we can conduct an activity. In this activity, first we have to take a live plant. First we have to take a like this, you have to take a live plant. Then we have to cover entire plant with a polythene cover. Like this, we have to cover. Then we have to tie the cover tightly. Then we have to place the entire setup in sunlight for some time. After some time, we can identify small water droplets on inner surface of the polythene cover or polythene bag. Understanding? We can observe it. Then take another empty polythene bag and tie up closely like this. Without any plant. Then keep this tied polythene bag in sunlight for some time. After some time, we have to observe the polythene cover or polythene bag. Here, water bubble or water droplet, they are absent. Okay, they do not present here. But here, water bubbles, like this, water bubbles are formed inner side of the or inner surface of the polythene bag. Here difference. What is the difference between these two conditions? Here plant is inserted into the polythene bag, but here plant did not insert into the polythene bag. If there is no bag, there are no water droplets on inner surface of the polythene bag. When we insert the plant into the polythene bag and when we tie up the mouth of the polythene bag tightly, we can observe water droplets. From where these water droplets came? Actually, these water droplets came from plant body. Understanding? By this activity, we can conclude that transpiration process occurs in plants. In transpiration process, water vapor is released into the atmosphere. Observe all these important points. Write all points. Okay. Okay, next, are all leaves similar? No. Okay. For example, some leaves are like this. 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 Some are like this. Means margin of the leaf. Margin means this is. Next, apex of the leaf. These are different. These are different. Okay. Here observe there are different types of leaves. These are. Next, another important one is venation. Another important topic about leaf. About leaf is venation. Venation. What is venation? Venation means mode of arrangement of wings, winglets and midribs in lamina. Listen carefully. What is venation? Venation means mode of arrangement of wings, winglets and midribs in lamina. This arrangement is called venation. How many types of venation are present in plants? There are two main types of venation are present. What are these two? First one is reticulate venation. Reticulate venation. Second one, parallel venation. Second one, parallel venation. These are main important two types of venation. What is parallel venation? What is parallel venation? Let us see about parallel venation. First about reticulate venation. Imagine this is a leaf. In some leaves, there is a prominent large vein or the center of the leaf or the center of the lamina. This large vein is called midrib. It is called midrib. From midrib, here and there, some lateral veins are developed. These are lateral veins. These are lateral veins. From lateral veins, again smaller and fine branches are like this. These are called winglets. These are called midrib, lateral wing, winglets are collectively form the lateral wing, midrib, winglet. Collectively form a network-like structure in lamina. A network-like structure in lamina. This type of network-like arrangement of lateral wings, midrib and winglet is called reticulate venation. Is called reticulate venation. Here, what are the examples for reticulate venation? All dipole. All dipole. In last class, I told you about dipole. Give an example for dipole. Give. No. Okay. That is beans, pea plant, neem, etc. This is about reticulate venation. Next is parallel venation. Parallel venation means all wings run parallel to each other. Run parallel to each other. Observe here, these are wings. There is no any prominent middle. All wings are similar. All wings are arranged parallel to each other in this way, like this. Understanding? Like this. This type of venation is called parallel venation. What is the example for plants having parallel venation? Coconut. What is coconut? Next is grass. Next is rice. Next is all monocot, means bajra, maize, sorghum. Like this, these all are examples for the parallel venation. Next to banana. Like this, there are different types of examples for parallel venation. Okay, once of the all parts. Okay. Next, functions of leaf. Functions of leaf. Here, what are the main functions of leaf? What is the color of leaf? You know, color of leaf is green. What is the reason for this green colorness? What is the reason for this green colorness? Main reason is due to presence of very important pigment, green color pigment, that is chlorophyll pigment. That is chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is green color pigment. Due to presence of this green color pigment, plants or leaves are appeared as green color. Understanding? This is the reason for the green colorness. Due to presence of chlorophyll pigment, leaves perform very important process, that is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis process. What is the function of chlorophyll in photosynthesis process? What is the function of chlorophyll in photosynthesis process? Actually, chlorophyll pigment traps the chlorophyll pigment traps the sunlight. And it converts the sunlight energy into chemical energy. Understanding? Chlorophyll pigment traps the sunlight. Then it converts the sunlight energy into chemical energy. That is why it plays very important role. If there is no chlorophyll pigment in plant or in leaf, what will happen? Sunlight energy is not trapped by plants, and chemical energy does not form. Without chemical energy, photosynthesis process cannot proceed. To perform photosynthesis, plants should have chlorophyll pigment to trap the sunlight energy, to convert the sunlight energy into the chemical energy. When chlorophyll pigment converts the solar energy into chemical energy, this converted chemical energy is utilized by plants to condense the carbon dioxide molecule into the glucose. Are you understanding? Also, ultimately glucose molecule is formed here. To form the glucose molecule, chemical energy is used. This chemical energy is formed due to presence of chlorophyll pigment. Understanding? Means main function is photosynthesis process. Leaves perform photosynthesis process and they synthesize the food material. It is glucose. It is actually a glucose. This is the main function of the leaf. Observe here. Very important functionality. Next, after synthesis of food material, this food material is transported to stem and to root and to other parts. Observe here. How can the synthesized food material is transported? There are some specialized structures of tissue in plants. They are phloem. Remember this new word for you. Phloem. This is one type of tissue. It transports the food material from leaf to other part. From leaf to other. Understanding? Then ultimately food is reached to all parts and it gives energy to living organisms. Okay, this is the first function of the leaf. Then second function is transpiration. What is transpiration? What is the transpiration? Transpiration means, already I told you, process of transfer of water from plant body into the environment in the form of water vapor. It's called transpiration. Why this transpiration process occurs in plants? What is the use of transpiration process? Transpiration process helps to absorb the water from soil continuously. To absorb the water from soil continuously. Understanding? To absorb the water from the soil continuously, transpiration process helps. Next, another function is to remove excess water or additional water, additional water from the plant body. If more water is present in plant body, metabolic reactions are not done properly. That is why additional excess water should go out of the plant body. To remove the additional or excess water from plant body, transpiration process helps. Transpiration process helps. Are you understanding? These are the important functions of the leaf. Next is modifications of leaf. Modification. In addition to these functions, to perform additional functions, in some plants, leaves are modified. Leaves are permanently, structurally modified. For example, spine. In some plants, leaves are modified into spine. In some plants, leaves are modified into tendrils. In some plants, leaves are modified into reproductive leaves. Reproductive leaves. In some plants, leaves are modified into storage leaves. Modified into storage leaves. Here, spines opens here, tendrils, pea plants, reproductive leaves in bryophyllum, storage leaves in onion, like this. There are some modifications of the leaf. In some plants, leaves are modified into insectivorous. Insectivorous leaves. To trap the insect and to digest the insect, leaves are modified into bone-like structures or any other like structure. Examples, Nepenthes, Utricularia, Drosera, like this. Okay, this is about leaves. Okay, observe one solve.